toxic. Where in Swan Lake, there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfect.
What happened to the fish? G'day. This is just a quick, non-high quality video. Those of you that know me will realise that I'm known for spontaneous topics, and this is one of those. Actually, I wanted your help, if you can. Something happened last week I thought I'd mention before it goes into history, because it does have me concerned. Basically, on the Gold Coast, which is about an hour from where I live, there was a video popped up on Facebook of all these dead fish.
Little mud crabs in there. A massive fish.
Naturally, the first thing that I assume is that some bastard.
Another load of like a big massive grouper or something. BQT. More eels in there just trying to survive. I've got plenty of eels right up along the edges here.
Or company, what have you, dumped some toxic chemicals in the waterways, and the fish died.
Right along the edge there. I don't know what's caused it, but it's just dead fish everywhere. The birds are eating them, so the birds will probably get sick as well. The water's all murky, so something's gone into the water here. I'm trying to say it's from king tides or whatever. But being too cold, no way. Never seen this in 15 years I've been at it. Insane. And this is only one part.
Now, as you'll see, it's a very rough video, but there's some very large fish amongst them all.
A couple of eels here. And they're just trying to survive off the water that's coming out of the drain. I can't see them lasting too much longer.
I had no idea that fish that size actually frequented that area.
You see fish sort of getting around with their head out of the water. There's one over there.
So let me know if you have any info on that. So what happened basically is a day or two later, the council released this bulletin on the Gold Coast Bulletin, stating that, you can see if you freeze frame it, essentially that the university tested the waters and found that algae from the bottom, due to a sudden temperature change, caused silt and everything to rise upwards and kill the little fish. And it does say little fish. Now, my natural thoughts are, surely automatically a fish would rise to the surface to get oxygen. Also look at the information published. Everything that I've researched, I could not find any dramatic changes in temperature whatsoever during that period of time, which kind of flies in the face of what they're saying.
Here we are 24 hours later. We've got some cute little mullet there still swimming around. There's the big fish that everyone's been talking about. But unfortunately, there's a whole lot of water squirting around. There is just fish scattered everywhere. Little eels from yesterday are still there, they're still going, still surviving just. Unfortunately, the amount of fish all over the water is crazy. And it was cold this morning, so they're saying it's a weather change and a drop in temperature. Maybe more fish have died because it was another cold morning, another cold snap. But still, again, no good. No good. So there you have it, 24 hours later, and now you wouldn't even want to touch this water. All the birds are flying around picking up bits and pieces of fish, so hopefully they don't get sick as well. Yeah, 24 hours later.
They took away 19 bins, you know, willy bins, I presume fish, and also dead. They've also got dead seagulls and dead shags as well. So that, you know, and also there were dead crabs. So there's really tens and tens of thousands of fish that have either died. And right in front of me at the moment, I look right down on the lake, and there's literally thousands of fish gasping for air.
They do not eat these
Wow,
fish.
even after all these days.
Yes, it is absolutely toxic, and the water here turned yellow about 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
We have had major sewerage works going right beside the lake for the last 12 months. They have actually dug under the lake to connect to the other side here near the golf course side. So to me, it's toxic. And Swan Lake, funnily enough, this is about 5 acres, and Clearwater Lake, which is over 100.
Yeah.
Clearwater Lake is absolutely toxic. Where in Swan Lake, there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfect. So, yeah, and that's when they fill in, the council plan to fill in,
Yep.
Turf Club fill in that small lake. This is where all the fish and the rest of the bird life is supposed to go.
Have you seen, I know it's interesting because sewerage was brought up with council yesterday and they said, no, look, it's unlikely to be sewerage. But as you say, you know, you're having a different perspective on all of this, Peter. But as far as being able to open up and get back to normal life, have you seen anything as bad as this before by way of mass fish deaths?
No, I have never seen in my life as bad as this. And a chap who's lived here 28 years has been backwards and forwards, has never seen the same. But we've got, I think we sort of estimated, look, over 200 to 300 shags came in on Saturday morning. They're here. Seagulls, which we very rarely see, they're coming in droves. And likewise,
Wow.
pelicans, which we never see, have come in. Of course, there's always dead fish around, and it's pretty horrific. We have had a spill from the turf club before, a small spill, but they wouldn't put in to this situation. They couldn't be cooked.
No. There's, I mean, it'll be interesting it'll be interesting to see what is actually to blame for it. But in the meantime, it certainly makes for hard living next to the lake. That's for sure. Peter, thank you. I appreciate your insights on this because sometimes, I mean, obviously, many people who don't live anywhere near you are curious as to why this is happening. It's more of a phenomenon than a life impacting event, but obviously it's very different for those who live near the lake. So thank you, I appreciate it.
If I could interrupt just for a second, if they can aerate, they've done it before. If they aerate the water, just they push it the water up into the air. They can alleviate this situation very quickly. Council, they've done it before.
Sorry, mate. Human interference. God, I just hope to God I don't get sick, so because the smell is really foul. I'm going to be throwing everything away after this, I think. It smells really bad. It smells like it could make you very sick. So if that's lack of oxygen, oh my God, just hope I can get this stuff tested. Just to describe it, it's starting to make me feel a bit sick, just that smell. As I said earlier, I'm gonna have to throw everything away, and I feel like I can't really touch anything now because it does smell, but who knows like what the cause is really. I guess we'll find out. I think I've walked about a K, but I'm also feeling a bit funny in the gut, so so it's probably time to get out. And I think there's some contractors just down around where the bridge is. They're just getting rid of the last of the fish, so all the big fish are out, and pretty much you just got all the mullet left and the biddies and stuff like that are hanging around, but won't be long before they'll probably be gone too, so it's a bit of a shame. The amount of fish out here is astounding. Easily in the thousands. It'd be good just to get an independent test, I think. As much as we'd love to trust our council, I guess. Just can't, unfortunately. So that's all it is. No fancy video, but do let me know. I'm open to all information. it does concern me because we should all keep our waterways clean. And if there is a cover-up, I'm not saying there is, be it from the government or whoever, it shouldn't happen. So basically, let me know what you think about that. If you have any information, I've not heard of it happening before. I'm not saying I automatically don't believe it, but it's a bit odd. Okay, thanks for that, and yeah, help me out if you can, because I'm rather curious. Oh, by the way, for regular subscribers, the bit of good news for me anyway, and you'll see it will be for you too. All the bush behind me here, the trees that have bugged me for the better part of 20 years since I've been here. We actually approached the owner of the trees, and apparently he's quite willing to not just trim them like I wanted, but actually remove them, and says he was going to approach us about it. So hopefully, touch wood, he says within the next month or two, we will have a view that you'll see why it's always bugged me, because behind me actually is Brisbane City, mountains, etc. like that. You'll still see trees because everything behind me is not going, so don't worry about that, but hopefully you'll get a better view, and I'll tell you what, it'll be the best present I could ever have, I think. Alright, thanks for that, and yeah, see you in the next video. Cheers. Thanks to Steve for bringing the original footage to our attention. And a very special thanks to my friend Andy from Coast Fish TV. Yeah, how's that?
That's good, that's good. Put them in the net and transfer them to the other side.
Make sure you check out the links and the full video in the description below.
How many fish have you rescued?
Like today, not many. Like on Sunday, maybe 30, maybe more. I don't know.